you're ready, we'll go ahead and get you going.
Yep.
Jackson,
Yes, sir.
whenever you're ready, sir.
All right. Thanks for joining us, Tyrell.
Okay.
We'd like to go ahead and get started. We'll welcome Tyrell Hatton into the interview room at the Palmetto Championship at Congaree. Tyrell's making his 15th start this season on the PGA Tour and has 3 top 10s to date. Tyrell, if we could just get an opening comment from you ahead of this start at Congaree.
Yeah, obviously looking forward to kind of getting back at it this week. Schedule's been a little bit sort of on and off recently, and I like what I see so far. I'm playing the front 9 later on in the Pro-Am, and yeah, it's a pretty cool place.
Yeah, if you could elaborate a little bit on the golf course. I know we've heard a lot of players say that this is not the usual type of course that you see on tour. So just your thoughts on what you've seen so far.
Visually, I think it's great. Obviously, from chatting to a few guys at the start of this week, I know that they would have liked the course to be a little bit firmer than it is. Unfortunately, you can't control the weather, and I think they've had quite a bit of rain the last sort of week or so. So, yeah, the course is pretty soft. I imagine scoring will be pretty good, and see, from my point of view, hoping that I can go out and play well, but I like what I see so far.
All right, with that, we'll go ahead and open it up to the media that we have on the line. We'll start with Vinny O'Connor, Sky Sports. Go ahead, Vinny.
Hi, Tyrell. Hope you're well, mate.
Hey, all good.
It's about a week and a half since you posted your wedding pics on social media. I just wonder how the day was. Was it a life-changing moment for you?
It was it was a cool day. A little bit different than how we initially planned it, but with COVID and everything, it was just me and Emily, and it was funny. Like it wasn't very smooth. Our driver turned up an hour late, so that meant we arrived half an hour late for our ceremony, and then because we were in the Blue Ridge Parkway and we wanted to hike up and have some nice pictures, and unfortunately after finishing the ceremony it absolutely pissed down with rain, and we then had to drive like 2 miles down the road, pulled over in a lay-by, and we had our wedding pictures on the side of the road. So yeah, not quite as magical as you'd plan it, I guess, but it was still pretty special.
Congratulations as well. Obviously, you look very happy with it all. I mean, as I said, does it change you at all being a married man?
No, I don't think so. It might have changed my waistline because I certainly drunk my body weight in beer up in Asheville. So yeah, I need to get back in the gym and sort myself out.
How's the recovery from that day been then? Where'd you say your game's at coming into this weekend?
Well, I started practicing again last Wednesday, so I've had a few days to kind of try and get back into it. I think naturally just going to be quite rusty. I'd say probably the last sort of month and a half has been a little bit awkward for me, really, with, I started to feel like I was really playing well again at the Zurich Classic when I partnered with Danny Willett, and then getting the COVID test, the positive result the following week in Tampa was a surprise, and I felt like I was going to have a really good week there, and all of a sudden it's 2 weeks off, and then my next event's a PGA, and again, rusty at the start, and as the week went on, it sort of felt like it got a bit better, and then I've just had 2 weeks off again. So naturally going to be quite rusty, and just hoping that I can hit some good shots to find some momentum out there.
Just when you've been kind of away from things, how much attention have you been paying to what's been going on between Brooks and Bryson? Obviously, we're speaking to Brooks a little bit later on, and just particularly from the standpoint of, I suppose, any disharmony within the American camp is good from a European point of view, isn't it, when it comes to the Ryder Cup?
Well, there's a lot of time between now and the Ryder Cup for things to change. I hadn't really followed it too closely, if I'm honest. Obviously been fairly busy myself the last few weeks. But yeah, it's one of those things, I guess.
Cheers.
The next question, Pat Perry, Tour Junkies.
Good morning, Tyrell.
Morning.
Question: if you're playing out, you're playing all the way out at the U.S. Open on the West Coast, and let's just say you're, maybe outside of the top 40 come Sunday. How hard is it to stay focused, on your round on Sunday when you got all that travel ahead of you?
Well, you're still out there trying your best. You always want to finish as high as you possibly can, and I think even when you make the cut and you're kind of struggling and you don't really have a chance to win, I think if you can try and find something and get some momentum and take that positive through to your next event, or even just a certain feeling in your swing and you feel good, there's always something to play for. There's always FedEx points, world ranking points, and it's amazing how one shot difference over the course of the year can have a huge impact. So you always have to just keep going and try your best.
So far, from what you've seen of Congaree so far, does it have kind of European style feel to it? And then also, is there any stretch of holes where you think you might have to have a little aggressive thumbs up, or maybe even a little helicopter twirl into the marsh?
Well, no, Mia, there's a good chance of both happening. I think it's like I said earlier. I think it's a shame that it's playing as soft as it is. If it was firmer, then certain sort of shots would be required more. You wouldn't necessarily be hitting driver quite as often, I don't think. But it's a good setup, and we're all going to have a good week here.
Thank you.
Next question goes to David Facey with the Sun.
Hi, Tyrell. Congratulations on the wedding, despite all the expected mishaps.
Thank you.
It wouldn't have been you without if it all gone smoothly, would it?
No, definitely not. There's always something that's got to happen.
I just wonder, playing this week, from what we see, the two courses, the setups could hardly be any different between it where you are now and Torrey Pines. Were you tempted at all to go up there early rather than play, or did you just feel you needed to get some competitive action inside you?
No, I always wanted to play the week before the US Open. So me and Emily had planned to get married that Thursday of Colonial anyway. So I wanted to make sure that I had some competitiveness in me before getting to the US Open. Obviously, I've never been to Torrey Pines, and I'm excited to play there. But obviously this week, sort of fully focused on trying my best and trying to take something, get some momentum going, and see how we get on.
Any memories of the 2008 one with Tiger winning on one leg and
connection?
What's the likely win that you've had? Any injuries or anything like that?
Sorry, David, I think you cut out a little bit.
Yeah,
Could you
sorry.
repeat that question?
Sorry, Tyrell, I was saying, I wonder if you had any memories of Tiger winning in 2008, and from your own point of view, have you ever had a victory where it's been in unlikely circumstances through injury or mental fatigue, perhaps?
I guess for my own sort of struggles with injury, when I had an issue with my wrist, winning in Turkey, that was, I guess, a little bit of a surprise, with the sort of discomfort that I had certainly on the range and certain shots during the course of a round. But I think obviously the replays from Tiger holding the putt on the final green in 2008, like we've seen on numerous occasions, and I think certainly when we've watched that clip in the last year and a half, you certainly miss the fans quite a bit with the noise that they made there.
Good stuff. Have a great week, mate.
Thank you.
Steve DiMaglio, USA Today.
Tyrell, as the scene-stealing star of the Angry Golfer bit, I was wondering How angry did you get on your wedding day when all these mishaps started?
Yeah, obviously it wasn't ideal. I think the most frustrated I got was when we were actually in the car driving there, because the fact that he pitched up an hour late and then was driving under the speed limit and we had lorries overtaking us. I politely asked him to use the right pedal and press a little harder, so to try and make up a little bit of time.
And I'm just curious, as you did steal the Angry Golfer, but you were by far the best guy in that. Has that led to anybody else, not the European Tour, but anybody approaching you or your agent to do something else?
No, well, Gibbo from the European Tour asked me to just be myself and be awkward, so I'm normally pretty good at that, so I didn't have to try anything different there. But there's been quite a few guys that have come out on tour and obviously said that they found it hilarious, and obviously the video went down really well, and it was fun to be a part of.
Thanks, big man.
We'll take one more from Vinny O'Connor from the Sky.
Hi Tyrell, it's just a quick one. Just I wondered how much you're looking forward to the Euros as well, and what you think England might be able to do.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be fun to watch them on TV. Hopefully they can go through to the final. I think it will certainly create a good atmosphere if they do.
So, good luck this week, mate.
Cheers, thank you.
All right, Tyrell, those are all the questions we have. We appreciate your time and best of luck this week.
Thank you very much.
Nicely done.
All right. Fucking hell. Straight away, Brooks question like that. Fuck's sake.
Your answer is good.
It's just like avoiding it.
Yeah,
isn't it?
right.
It's like a politician. You don't actually answer the question.
Right. Exactly.